Hello ladies and gents, Queen Sugar, I believe this is episode 13 of season 4, and it's finally gotten to this point. This episode was so good, but I'm not going to waste any time. I just want to say remember to support my other channel, Romie Whispers ASMR. Thank you. Now, links above, links below. We're going to do this in order of impact. I want this to flow nicely. Nova is still with Calvin. Nova's still with Calvin, and they're going to take things to the next level. She actually invites Calvin to the Hyella, and there he goes and he meets almost everyone. Doesn't interact with Ralph Angel because remember, there's a lot of issues going on over there right now and previously. If you really think back to the first 2 seasons, there was some mess. There was some mess. Ooh, the show's good. But Envi embraces, Charlie embraces, and she's really happy for Nova. Who else? Micah was over it because remember, the guy's a cop. He also knows some more of Calvin's backstory, but Calvin came to him like an adult, showed him support when it came to him making the choice of staying local and going the other route and pursuing his actual dreams. And of course, Micah appreciated that and realized, all right, I need to grow up a little bit. So that's what happened with that particular moment. Let's see. I like the fact that Envi is still she's still doing great with Hollywood, and Hollywood was cooking for her. That food looked good. She enjoyed it. They're all happy and healthy. Let's see, what other Beeline storylines do we need to run through before I get to the main mess? So here's the main mess. Charlie is still running. After all the voter fraud, after all of that stuff, she's at home. She talks to Micah, and Micah does apologize, which I do appreciate. Micah does apologize for how he told her the information, because he told it to her publicly. That was something that should have been private, because remember, she's working towards getting him to Harvard. So for him to just go in front of everyone when they're celebrating him going to Harvard by saying, oh, I'm not going to Harvard, I could 100% see how that would piss her off. That would confuse her, amongst other things. So for him to apologize and say, hey, I love you, I'm sorry how I spurned that on you, but I still made my decision. She absorbed it better, but you could still tell that she felt like she doesn't know if it's really the right decision, but she's gonna have to live with it. When they get on decent terms when it comes to that, because the situation's still not great, she gets a knock at the door, and it was a hard knock. So Michael came back downstairs because he went up upstairs like, what? It was the police. They're trying to arrest Charlie and say that she committed arson and insurance fraud by burning down her own mill and trying to collect the insurance money. So then she goes to the station. Family's there to support. I expect nothing less. Ralph Angel is there, Envi is there, Micah is there, Nova is there, and of course Micah's on the phone. Ralph Angel, he's talking back to the cops. I said, Ralph Angel, this is the last thing you need. You just came off of probation. You know they'll happily put you back on probation. So Envi calmed him down. Charlie was able to get out, and Charlie's lawyer was able to get her out, and she said, look, within 24 hours the charges will be dropped, but this isn't over. This isn't over, because I know the agenda that all of you are trying to spin, and I'm not going to be someone who just sits there, takes it and allow you to do whatever you want. What I'm going to do is she's going to fight back. There were reporters outside, Nova told her, so she went out there and told the reporters, you can go and know this. They're trying to go, my opponents are trying to go and create false claims and false narratives about me and about my family, but know that the driftwood that they're saying could have possibly caused the fire, that is something that is commonly used on farms. It's a tool that is utilized, and you know, it's utilized on my brother's farm, and that's that. They need to worry about going and winning the election instead of trying to create fake smear campaigns to ruin my name or ruin the momentum and support of the people that I have. The people of St. Joe want change. And so I'm not stopping. Let's go. And I was so proud because Charlie, she was talking loud. Like, and when I say loud, I mean she was talking loud and clear and strong. And you could see, like, even Nova was like, wow, that's my sister. I'm technically the big sister, but that's my sister. And in this moment, it wasn't jealousy. It was, she was very proud of her. And now it moved forward to, we need help. So Aunt Vi talked to Sam Landry. We're trying to figure out what was the connection. Apparently, it sounds like Sam Landry had a black lover who he did love, and she had a child, and he had to hide that from his family. So it sounds like Aunt Vi was the one who helped get her out of St. Joe safely, and she hasn't talked to her in over 10 years. He hasn't talked to them, I guess, ever since they left, and he felt really guilty because he's like, you know, so much time has gone past, and yeah, when he was younger, he cared about money and status, and his father was a bigot and racist, which meant that his father probably would have borderline yoked him up and for doing that, which is crazy since the lineage or the family overall is actually has black in, but that's a whole other thing. Now, because of the favor, well, Aunt Vi's like, no, it's more than one favor, stop it. Because of the deals that they have in place, Aunt Vi basically said, look, I need certain information, it needs to be good. So Sam gave Aunt Vi information that on his sister that could be used against his sister. And when Aunt Vi gave it to Charlie and Nova, they're looking like, how'd you get this? Aunt Vi was like, y'all aren't the only ones that have connections and have access. I said, I know that's right. Whew. Basically, the sister Landry, she has been using Landry Enterprises to do a lot of illegal activity. She's been paying people off. She told ICE to inquire about the illegal immigrants that were there. She was the one that had the police go and look into what they confirmed. What they said themselves is make it look like it's they hired people to go and set the mill on fire, two people to set the mill on fire, and make sure it clearly looks like arson, and then leave this here so that they can go and say that, oh, insurance fraud, we'll contact the insurance company and we'll make the claim. And it was just going on and on. The farm, Charlie, all this stuff. It was like, what? As well as there's people there that they knew, people there they didn't know. So they're like, whoa, but it's not enough. It has to be without a shadow of a doubt for them to really move forward. How it ends up is that Charlie was able to get those people who burned down her farm arrested and questioned. They are poor, so they're probably going to work out a deal for them. Because Charlie understands that it was rich, powerful people using their influence on people who don't have much, especially in that area. And she's being more mindful of that nowadays. But the police that were involved, all those others, oh no, they're arrested. And they basically gave Charlie had to sit down with Cracks. I'm calling her Cracks because whew, all that bitterness is aging her face terribly. And I'm not talking about the actor. I saw her in real life. It's like no issues, but this is just a show, people. And Charlie sat down thinking, I'm gonna tell her about herself. Miss Landry decided, oh, let's work out a deal. I said, huh? Since now you won. Oh yeah, that's the other thing. Charlie won. Originally it looked close. There was a 3% margin where she was losing, and she ended up winning. She did this like really great speech about how it's not about just this election. It's about everything that we did to get here, and it's only 3%. There is no giving up. Because remember, people have been propping up Charlie, at least recently, when it came to all of these misfortunes. Charlie's usually the one that just helps everyone, but she's had a couple of people that really had her back. So with her being in power and being around her people, she was like, no, we're not giving up. And then it was like 30 seconds later, they won. They won. It was fantastic. I was so happy. I was so happy and overjoyed for them. I said joy came in the morning today. Sure did. Joy came in the morning today. Truly, truly. I'm so happy. I'm so And the thing is, then she met up with old, what's her name? Butterface. And Butterface was going and being crotchety, but pretending to be nice. She was like, oh yeah, my son, he wasn't the right person. His heart wasn't in politics, but you, and you know, if you work with me, then maybe we can figure out a deal on how to restructure where the highway is being built and all this other stuff. As essentially bribing Charlie to work with her to get certain things accomplished. And Charlie said, no, what we're not going to do is me listen to you, bribe you, trust you after everything that you did, which means that now, let me tell you this. I know that you did this, set up the fire, set up the farm, you know, the program for my brother with the inmates, all that stuff. You. So then the cops came. Her name's Frances. I don't know how I just remembered that. And got Frances. They picked up Frances, and Frances was like, no, don't you, if you know it's good for you, you better not touch me. You better not put handcuffs on me. And Charlie had this look of, you privileged, racist mother sucker, because the person who was about to do it, he was some type of mixture of something. So I felt the venom coming from her. I said, So Charlie, she's doing the dang thing. Ralph Angel, he talks to Blue because Blue actually had he had like one of the presents that was never opened from the grandfather, from Ernest. They gave it to Blue. Blue couldn't open it. He got a little bit sad, so Darla opened it, and it was a inflatable beach ball. And Blue loved it, but he felt sad. So then, you know, they were holding him. And I said, oh, Blue. And Nova, she went and talked to Ralph Angel. Ralph Angel was still over it. But once Nova said, hey, it's about Mom. Mom is actually on the, she's here on the land. She was buried in the land. There was a cousin that you don't know about, and she told me that Mom was buried on the land, and they kept it a secret because they didn't want us to feel tied down to the land, even though the whole family ended up being, I won't say tied down, but wanting to stay close to the land. And so they talked to Proctor. They're able to figure out there's certain, like when they were going through the book and looking at certain things and how the mom used to make ointments, and one was called, what was it, Angel Cream or something, because it was named after Ralph Angel. He was a rough kid, so he would always get hurt. The mom would, you know, mix it with this plant, and there's a huge area where the plant only grows there, and that's where the mom was buried. So everyone wore white, everyone went there. It was really beautiful. Ralph Angel even hugged his sister because he missed his sister. He loves his sister. It's just that his family, his other family, was hurt by his sister, so he couldn't just go and forgive quickly. No, that doesn't make any sense. But that was nice. And the show really ended with Charlie going and meeting up with who she thought was Parker, whatever. I forgot what the last name is. She thought it was a guy, but no, because he was on the list. Parker is actually a woman, and she's Sam Landry's daughter, biracial daughter. I said, wait a minute. I said, I'm like, huh? She came back in town. She went away for school and did all this other stuff. And so Charlie, and it's Tegan. You know, if you watch How to Get Away with Murder, the actor who plays Tegan on there, she is playing Ernest's daughter. And I said, But most importantly, oh, Charlie, you might have met your match, because they were going back and forth, and Charlie was like, because the whole premise is they want everything to stay the same. They want Charlie to interfere with the construction. They want Charlie to be on board with whatever else they're doing. And Charlie said, no, you don't know me. Trust. I will do what it takes. And Parker said, you don't know me. And Charlie looked a little shook. I was surprised. So that was it. Ooh, Queen Sugar, such a good show. Queen Sugar, such a good show. Please like, comment, subscribe. Remember, check out my other channel, Romie Whispers ASMR. I also put up my Greenleaf and Power recaps. And yeah, thanks.